Hello all, welcome to the another lecture of module communication. In today's lecture, we will discuss the concept of global system for mobile communication, that is GSM. So as we have read earlier also in the previous lecture, we discussed the evolution of mobile radio communication. I have already shared the link also in the description box, you can refer it. So in the evolution of mobile communication, we discussed first generation, then second generation, then 2.5 generation, then third generation. So GSM was the standard of second generation, and in the second generation we had certain features like the second generation was meant for voice transmission. Then the modulation technique used there was digital modulation technique. And thirdly, the spectrum was shared on the basis of TDMA and CDMA technique. So these were the features of second generation, and second generation standard, one of the standards of second generation was GSM. So all the features of second generation will be encountered here also, that is in GSM. But before moving on to the theoretical part, first of all we will see the architecture of GSM. So let's see the architecture of GSM first. So the architecture of GSM is, we have mobile stations, several mobile stations. Mobile stations is nothing but the handset that we are having. So multiple users are having multiple mobile stations. So multiple mobile station is nothing but your mobile handsets. And they are all connected to the base transceiver station. Base transceiver station, that means which transmits and receives. So this BTS is nothing but the towers that we see outside our homes. So like Airtel tower, Vodafone tower. So the towers which we talk about, that today the signals are weak or today the signals are strong, so they are provided by this BTS. Okay, and the one which controls the BTS, now there are several BTS, and the one which controls the BTS, all the BTS, that means which looks for the coordinating these towers, which looks after the maintenance of these towers, that is BTS, which looks for the facilitating these BTS. Okay, so that is nothing but base station controller. So we frequently talk that today the signals are weak or strong, so that are controlled by BSC. Okay, towers are BTS, there are multiple BTS, and the one which controls the towers, that is BSC. So it is the base station controller. Now every base station controller, it's connected to MSC, that is mobile switching center. Okay, and the mobile switching center is connected to AUC, VLR, HLR, EIR, so that is MSC. MSC is connected to these devices. So this part, this you can say that this is the front end. Okay, this is the middle logic. And this is the backend. This is also connected to PSTN, Public Switch Telephone Network. AUC stands for Authentication Center. EIR stands for Equipment Identity Register. HLR for Home Location Register. VLR stands for Visitor Location Register. So these are the registers with the help of which MSC, that is the Mobile Switching Center, takes care of BSC, that is the base station controller. And the combination of BSCs and BTS, they are together called as base station subsystem, BSS. So what is VLR? VLR is Visitor Location Register, which means it is a database that keeps the record of all the subscribers in the network. For example, if one person is moving from one state to another state, so his entry will be marked in the VLR. So because it will be entering into the VLR of that particular state. Now HLR, that is the home location register. The person for example buys a SIM from Ghaziabad. Okay, so there will be a home location register for Ghaziabad. So home location register is a database that will keep all the records of the subscriber. That means like the SIM from where he has purchased, the place from where he has purchased the SIM, his ID proofs, that all will be stored in HLR. So that is home location register. It's just like a home. Then the other one is Authentication Center, AUC. That is Authentication Center. So it authenticates the subscriber who has called, that whether the subscriber is authenticated to call in this particular phone or not. So that is being marked in Authentication Center. Okay. EIR, that is Equipment Register, Equipment Identity Register. It is a database which keeps the record of all the authenticated subscribers, or it keeps the record of whether a particular subscriber, whosoever is banned or whosoever is allowed to call in this particular network. So that is Equipment Identity Register. Next one is Equipment Identity Register. Another one is PSTN, that is Public Switched Telephone Network. So these are all the parts of the backend. And with the help of all the registers, the Mobile Switching Center takes care of BSC, and BSC takes care of all the BTS connected to it. And every BTS is connected to multiple mobile stations. So this is the architecture of global system for mobile. Now if we talk about theory, as global system for mobile is a second generation standard, so all the features that we've studied in second generation will come in the theory part of GSM. So basically what is GSM? It is the global system for mobile communication, and it is a standard developed by ETSI. So global system for mobile communication, that is GSM, is standard developed by ETSI, that is European Telecommunication Standards Institute, and it describes the protocols. Every standard describes the protocols for that particular generation. So protocols for second generation digital cellular networks, used for mobile devices. So it was used for basically voice transmission, and it is a circuit switched system that divides, this is an important fact about it, that divides each 200 kilohertz channel into 8 slots of 25 kilohertz each. So it divides each 200 kilohertz channel into 8 slots of 25 kilohertz. So GSM operates on the mobile communication bands. It operates on mobile communication bands 900 megahertz to 1800 megahertz, sorry, in most parts of the world. So we should remember that GSM is a second generation standard, and the second generation was meant for voice transmission. So this is also meant for the same, and it defines the protocols because this is a standard. Okay, it was developed by ETSI, and it is a standard that defines the protocols for second generation. Now it is a fact about it that it is a circuit switch system, and it will divide each 200 kilohertz channel into 8 slots, and each slot will be of 25 kilohertz. Okay, so this is one thing. Another thing to remember is the band over which GSM operates. And the next feature which we should remember is one of the features of second generation. We discussed it there also, that GSM makes use of TDMA technique for spectrum sharing. So for transmitting these signals for spectrum sharing, it makes use of TDMA, that is time division multiple access technique. Okay, so these are the major facts and figures about GSM which we should remember. It uses digital modulation scheme. It uses digital modulation scheme. And here data rate increases to, or you can say data rate is 64 kbps to 120 kbps. So data rate, communication band, what is on what communication band it operates. It is a circuit switch system, all right. So it makes use of TDMA. These are the main features about GSM, and it is mainly used for voice transmission. So these are main points of GSM. Okay, so here is we have discussed the architecture of GSM, we have discussed the features of GSM. Other features are, so basically in jest, if we want to say what are the features of GSM, that was all about the some of the characteristics of GSM. So we have improved spectrum efficiency, international roaming, low cost of mobile sets, and base stations. Then we have high quality speech in GSM, and it is also compatible with compatibility with ISDN, that is Integrated Services Digital Network, compatibility with ISDN, and it also supports new services. So if we want to write some theory about global system for mobile, that is GSM, first of all we should recall the theory part of second generation features. So the second generation was meant for voice transmission, same is the case with GSM. Second generation made use of TDMA and CDMA technique. So GSM was based on TDMA technique, we should mention this point. Then it used digital modulation scheme, we should also mention this point. Then we should learn one or two facts and figures, like GSM is a circuit switch system and which divides the 200 kilohertz into 8 slots. Then we should remember the communication band over which it operates, that we should remember. So spectrum efficiency is increased here because that was the problem with the first generation. So in all the second generation standards we have improved spectrum efficiency. Quality of speech is improved because you are using digital modulation scheme over here. So the same concepts will come that we have learnt in the evolution of mobile radio communication. The features that were in second generation will be all found in GSM because it is a standard of second generation. So we should remember all that things, and above all we should remember the architecture of GSM. So I hope that you all must have understood the concept of GSM and the architecture of GSM. So that was all about GSM. Thank you all.